Hello. Yeah? Okay.
I didn't bring a hat. I didn't bring a hat. I don't know. Donuts. That's a quick meeting. No donuts.
Sir, gentlemen,
Give it a few more minutes.
nice to meet
That's
you.
one elevator.
Madame, Madame la Princesse. Hi,
It's crazy weather, huh?
the next 2 days.
After Christmas. On Wednesday.
So how do you like working at the Malaga?
Today was the first day.
Today's your first day. You mean,
Jury's still out.
right?
Jury's out. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. I know.
There's a lot of, it's like an old, like this, an old building. Got a lot of issues.
A lot of work, eh?
More than I ever thought of for a dream.
Nothing like this. Nothing like this.
You don't have the whole,
It's not as big, eh?
No, it's just, it's got a lot of square footage, so it's not as many units.
Yeah.
Two buildings,
Two buildings, yeah.
really large units.
They redid all their windows. They did a lot of work. I think they have a lot of
From
work.
outside it looks really,
Yeah.
looks like they keep it up, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
they just painted it a few months ago.
I think they just.
Hey, okay, here we go. Must be elevator number one just came down.
And it was packed.
Yes?
And it was also when
Oh, yeah, the Express,
How are you? Good, good.
you think his last name is Cod?
Philip, good to see you.
Bender or Cod?
Danielle. Just one over there.
I don't think Pat Palorino's here, so.
He's like the mystery candidate every year.
You know, Pat? You know him.
Did he look at my bathroom when you said get a new toilet?
Yes, they were up there.
From
They were up there 3 times.
from maintenance?
And, yeah.
No, he wasn't. My husband's becoming up there. That's why I'm trying to understand if he went to our another.
A couple times. Not today. But
One
he
guy
said it.
came last week and snaked it. He said it's working. That was
Not good.
I'd like to get
Like that? $250 on
Oh, you
that.
didn't say that. According to my witness, okay.
250. I walked down our going down deep. When I got down, it was rubber leg. Go back to my desk. I walked right on. We're good. Let's start this, and thanks everyone for coming in to meet the candidates tonight. If you all remember, we're going to pick a name out of this, not the hat this year, but it's an envelope. And we'll go on down the line as let the candidates speak for 3 minutes and tell us what they're going to do for Park of Dorado next year. Okay, so here we go. The drum roll. Warm hallways. I know what you want. Slide. Wow. Superb. Take your mic. Take your mic, Clyde. That's mic number 3. Mikey. Up. Go all the way across. Maybe another elevator came down. Right?
Exactly. Unload.
Long elevator ride. Oh, this in one elevator? So cozy. 3 minutes, Clyde. All right?
Okay.
Told him several
Um,
times. He's got a
I'm
whole.
very proud to be here in front of you. And the last 2 years as your vice president have been an honor and a most rewarding experience. I've gotten to know many of you and listened to your ideas and suggestions over the last 2 years. As a board member, I've been involved in many aspects of our board's success. The infrastructure, security, and safety, which is very important to all of us in our building, contract negotiations, and many more along with our board. I'd like to talk about something new, though. In addition to my work on the board, most recently, and with the help of board member, thank you, and Al and the staff in the building, as well as AP, I've been instrumental in forming the Hollandale Beach Residents Association, which the building, the Park of Dorado, has joined forces with us and is the lead building. And there are 10 condo associations on the beach. We 7 of them already signed up. And we're going to have our first meeting hopefully in another week. Now, there are many problems that every building on the beach has in common with us, such as taxes, permits, contractor recommendations, finances, fines, violations, beach nourishment, and I can go on and on and on, which we have been fined for. Permits take a long time to get, and there are quite a few other issues that affect us in our pocketbooks. And the Residents Association will be able to, and we're already recognized by several of our commissioners, and unfortunately the mayor who just stepped down, and we have a new mayor, but we will be able to sit at the table, as they say, and interact in a positive way with Hollandale, with the county, with the state, and the federal government, which will help all of us, and will keep you informed and as it gets going. And this will be a major factor for all of us, and the Park of Dorado is the lead building on the Strip. And I think I just said what I was going to say. But I have to say that I'm on the board and have been on the board with a lot of, over the years, and worked with a lot of different people on boards. And I have to say, our board is one of the best boards that I have ever served on. And it is so important to keep our board together this year, because what we've started, what we said we were going to do, we've done it and are doing it. And I guess my 3 minutes may be up soon. Thank you.
Kenneth Goldfein, you're up. Batter up.
Good evening. My name's Ken Goldfein. Good evening. I'm Ken Goldfein. My wife and I are Florida residents, and the Park of Dorado is our home. This past year, I've served on the Park of Dorado Board of Directors. I am seeking a position again so I can continue working towards the Park of Dorado's restoration and full potential. 2 years ago, I joined the Park of Dorado Security Committee. Our efforts have added heightened security, safety measures within our building and parking area. We have implemented a picture ID system which verifies everyone who walks into our building and parking garage. This has greatly cut down on illegal renters and Airbnb people. As a Park of Dorado board member, I have met many residents. I have listened and have been able to share voiced concerns and interests that have been expressed to me about the inside and outside of our building. This information I have given to our management company and fellow board members. I've been available and accessible to anyone who would like to talk about problems or issues of our building, and often I hear positive feedback. I feel this past year's board has met the challenges to rectify the problems of our building. During the past year, fellow board member, I'm repeating this a little bit, that Clyde, we didn't connect this together, but during the past year, fellow board member Clyde Zucker and I have been working to formulate the Hollandale Beach Residents Association. We have commitments from most of the condos on the ocean side of A1A, and we will have our initial meeting the first week of January. We will be discussing problems that will be facing us on the ocean, like beach erosion, overtaxation, and permit delays. As an active board member, I feel that my connection and voice will be heard and the Park of Dorado will benefit. In addition, I am currently working with one of the commissioners in our city of Hollandale Beach. We are forming a committee to replenish and restore our shrinking shoreline. We have some great ideas on how to get county, state, and federal aid to expand and protect our shoreline. I would appreciate your vote, and this will show support for our team's effort towards the restoration and modernization of the Park of Dorado. Thank you, and happy holidays to all.
Okay, moving on. Jonathan Adia, right? Okay, turn on your mic, Jonathan. That's good.
All right.
All right, hey, Jonathan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Ardila. I see some familiar faces. I see some faces that are new to me. And I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. First, I'm very happy, thrilled, and grateful to call this place home. I always dreamed to live by the ocean and be able to practice my sport, my passion, that is called kite surfing. Some of you have seen a kite out there, that's me.
Oh, you're the one that's kite surfing. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was out.
I have a kite big enough for me.
I have a bachelor's degree in international business administration and marketing from FIU. I have been an entrepreneur, real estate investor, and real estate agent for the past 13 years. And during this time, I have acquired experience that I like to share and that I hope to give back to this community in the best way possible. I have had the opportunity to be a member in other board of directors, and it's just been a great learning experience. During these years in real estate, I was able to work together with different management companies, homeowners, and board of directors that resulted in benefits towards the building itself and also to the planet Air. I care for the environment, and I think we can really do a good job. Why do I want to be part of the board of directors? If I'm elected in the board, I want to be there for you. I like to hear opinions, suggestions, and also bring my management and business administration experience from my career here to this place called home. I'm thankful for the work that management has done and the board of directors. I think if we join forces and we commit ourselves, I think we can care and represent the interests of the homeowners as a whole and do a really good job. It's okay. I think one of the things that we can do better would be keeping the homeowners a little bit more informed on the progress of the building, same as how our money is being spent, if it's towards one small detail to something in the major picture. If I'm elected, my goal is maintaining the community quality of life and preserving the property values. And that's pretty much it. I thank you for your time, and I wish you happy holidays.
Are we? Oh, we are. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Parker Dorado owners and community. My name is Philip Weinstein, and first most, let me wish you all a happy holiday, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy days to be here to listen to us. Also, I want to acknowledge my fellow candidates and congratulate them on the efforts that they're putting in order to represent all of us here as well. My family and I have been owners in this building for 40 years now. And one of the things that just came up for me is that I had one of, I'll say, a unique experience for me, although others have shared in this issue. And last week I found myself stuck in our elevators. And to me, that's just a sign of some of the things that we need to address. And it was also one of the things that prompted me to say, I'm in and out, that I will participate on the board. But just let me say a bit about myself. My professional expertise is in the financial area. I am a CPA licensed both in the United States and in Canada and have over 40 years of experience in public accounting. I have provided accounting, taxation, financial and management advice for a large range of businesses and organizations, both large and small, including a number of condominium corporations. And these are the skills that I'm offering and wish to bring here to the Parker Dorado. The current board has had great success in making many strategic building improvements. I strongly support this work and celebrate the progress that they have made to date. There's still more to do, and the finances must be managed carefully for maximum benefit toward rehabilitating, repairing, and improving the conditions of our home. I stand with the board in declaring that we cannot accept the constant failures of the building's equipment and must continue with the projects necessary to get this building back into pristine condition. In addition, I believe a process must be established to keep our building maintained year after year. These investments we are making are well worthwhile and must be protected. Importantly, I believe it is the responsibility of the board to be transparent at all times. We must keep the owners informed about the projects underway and provide other information that affects our community. Owners have the right to know what is going on. If elected, I will work with AP specifically to provide financial updates in an understandable format and in a regular and timely basis. As I now am retired, I will devote considerable time to this pledge. I am confident that my deep financial experience and sincere dedication will be beneficial to the board and to you, the owners, as we proceed to more building projects over the next years. I hope I can count on your vote. Thank you.
Alessandro Salamone, he's in Italy. He sends his regards and happy holidays to everyone. Daniel P. Deep. All right. I know it's the only
Sorry about that. I am probably one of the newest residents here. My wife and I bought about a year ago. We were from Richmond, Virginia. We had a family tragedy, and we had been coming here to see my mother-in-law for about 8 years, and this was our happy place, so we bought here. Pardon me? Okay, sorry. So we've been coming here for about 8 years. Love the place, bought here. I have over 25 years of construction experience. I am a project manager. I have dealt with over $50 million a year budget. Most of my 99% of my projects have been on time and under budget. Most of the people here have complained about the maintenance of this building. I can address those issues and help you with them. I know when the contractor is being untruthful. I can pretty much tell you by looking at their work whether they're good quality or not. That's about it. Thank you.
I'll probably repeat some of what Clyde and Kenny were saying, so I apologize. Good evening, neighbors. I am about to complete my second full year as your board member and would like to continue serving you to accomplish what I set out to do, which is to make this building healthy, safe, a beautiful place to live, and a desirable address. I sincerely believe we are well on our way and would appreciate your vote for 2020. As most of you know, during my first year, I was faced with numerous challenges. Despite this, I persevered and accomplished a great deal. I took a leadership role in setting the building on a path to significant improvement. I thank you for the many positive comments on the progress being made. I have personally dedicated hours during these past 24 months, the first 12 as president and this past year as executive vice president. Since the last election in January, we have worked as a team under the guidance of Robert Marvinto. Thank you, Robert, for your dedication. Now, folks, you may not be able to see all of our accomplishments to date, as many important needed repairs have dealt with the infrastructure. I invite you to review our updates from our project managers and to visit our new mechanical rooms to see where your dollars have gone and the energies that I have put in to accomplish this huge project along with my fellow board members. We also have made more visible improvements, such as the Made in USA pool chairs, more umbrellas for the beach, the ADA doors to make it easier for all of us to enter and exit the building hands-free, a new card ID system that Kenny was mentioning for enhanced security, a safer entry to our garage, our fountain, shopping carts, landscaping, just to name a few. As you witnessed during our October town hall meeting and updates, there are many more projects on the go. For instance, the elevators, hallways, and lobby are also about to begin. I am eager to continue my work to see these projects through. As a final note, I must say how refreshing it is to see a more positive environment around the building and on the pool deck. This is our home. Of course, 327 owners cannot always agree on everything, but as long as we agree that the building requires major attention on the fundamental direction that we are taking, then we will continue to live in harmony, I hope. I believe we have arrived at that point, and I believe I had a lot to do with some of the accomplishments. Most importantly, let's please continue to respect one another. I ask for your vote January 7th, so I may continue with only your best interests at heart. And on a final note, I wish each and every one of you a very happy holiday season. Thank you.
You're up, sir. Eric. Number 2.
Hello? Okay, there we go. Hello, good evening, everybody, my neighbors. My name's Eric Orenstein. I've lived here in Parker, Dorado since 2008. Okay, 2008, so 10 years now, or a little more than that almost. When I ran for the board originally, I wanted to affect change. That was my major mission. The building was in tremendous disrepair, and I wanted to be one of the people that would perpetuate and affect change in the building. I think I've done that. I've helped do that. I have the the vision that we all share as the board members that we have now, and I think that many of the owners now share as well, the vision of what this building is going to become, and what it should continue to be once it has become that, and I want to continue to be part of that. You have some dedicated people on the board that give their personal time and make a lot of important decisions, and we try to communicate everything as efficiently as we can, and it's important with the balance of the work that's going to come up now. I think we've had the opportunity to see, or maybe not see so much of the internal workings of what's happened in the building, but the building itself, the insides of the building are getting are much healthier than they were 2 years ago, and now the next step is to make the building beautiful, and I want to be here to see that and be part of it, and I ask for your vote, and I wish you all a happy, healthy holiday and a happy and healthy new year.
Questions from the members? We'll start on this. We'll take the room by section. Let's start to my left, and I'll pass the mic around. One question per resident, please. Get this on? So let's divide the room. Let's start, we're going to start on this side and move our way. Or anybody on this side of the room?
Shirley Greenspoon, apartment 908, and I was just wondering how soon we're going to start with the renovations of the hallways, which are horrible right now, and also cold hallways.
Wants to know when the hallways will be warmer, which will be soon. We're working on this as we speak, and when they'll be renovated. Anybody on the candidates? Anybody want to take the?
Yeah, you know that how we're going to be proceeding with the chilled water risers, right? We're going to be starting on 17, not because I live on 17, by the way, but we're going 17 downwards. And as we renovate 3 floors at a time, as we fix the walls that are moist, replace them, clean up the chilled water risers, etc., we're going to be beautifying at the same time. So to answer your question about when it's going to look pretty, it's going to start some point during this year, but of course it'll take a while till we get to the ground floor and eventually the lobby.
But it is going to start in 2020.
Yes, yes. And the elevators are starting February 1st, hopefully. Well, first week of February, so.
First week, yeah. Okay, moving on down. Nothing? We're doing here now.
I have a question for Mr. Weinstein. I really liked what everyone said, and we're all promising transparency. No one promised more transparency or gave us more transparency than Marla. Gave out beautiful weekly updates. I mean, I'm from New York. We own 2 properties here. Gave beautiful summaries every week and was relentlessly attacked. And I don't know how you stood with that. You maintained your professionalism throughout all of it. I really appreciate what all you've done for the building. But I really think that in some ways it's not just a promise from the board members for transparency. I think as a promise from the owners that we'll be respectful of what the board is trying to do for us. Because there's no question over the past 2 years, this building is a major upgrade over where it was before. But thank you for all of you.
State your name and unit number, please.
Hi, my name is Yana Kostrov. I'm from 406. Marla, I just want you to clarify. I thought before you were saying that risers will go from the top to bottom. You do. And now you're saying it will be by floor. It changed the strategy?
No, we haven't changed the strategy. Just to be clear, I don't want to speak out of turn because the questions are supposed to be for candidates, but
Okay.
we're still going top to
Top
bottom.
to
Yeah. No, we haven't changed anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on 7? You're on 4? Oh, you have a little.
Okay, any other questions for the candidates themselves? Okay.
Thank you. My name is Erwin Kadaner. I'm in 509. My question is for Philip Weinstein. I see that you're an accountant. You have a strong financial background. You said you want the board to be transparent, and the owners have the right to know what is going on. So I have a financial question, and I'd like to know if you get elected in January, if you will share the answer with the owners. I stood on this floor 2.5 weeks ago and asked the question. About $350,000 was spent in 2019 out of our working capital. Hello? Hello? Can everyone hear me? So there's been no accounting. It's 2.5 weeks later. There's been no accounting, and I've learned actually that there is no one page that says here's how this $350,000 or $370,000 by the end of the year will have been spent. So, and I want to know, if you're elected in January, will you share this information with owners? Because I've not been able to get it out of the board, even though the board directed Atlantic Pacific 2 weeks ago to share this information. It's sort of linked with the special assessment phase 2. We all know some phase 2 is going to be coming, but we're actually under budget in phase 1 by about $600,000. So maybe the $600,000 should be shortening our payment. Right now we're scheduled to continue paying our special assessment until December 2024. And $600,000 is about 8 months. So maybe we should end in April 2024 for the phase 1.
So a couple of things that you've referred to, and that is part of what I would see as the project of being on the board, is that I find that I think we need a budget item for a new sound system, first thing. However, the accounting information is there because what has been presented shows a typical property management company financial reporting system. However, it's geared more for accountants than for the community at large. So what I'm referring to would really be developing a project with AP to take this information and present it in a way that would be understandable to lay people. So that would be the first thing. Also, on a more timely or periodic basis, that within 2 to 3 weeks after each month end, there should be a report on the financial information. This would also correspond, I think, to the reports that Marla had initiated in the past to describe what's going on. And I believe that information is there. So your question as to the $350,000, it's all there to be accounted for. Well, my understanding is that it would be, or is. Okay, I hear you. I'm just saying that that's part of the issue that needs to be addressed between their management information system and what we as owners would like to see. The $600,000 savings, if I understand from our meeting back in October when the project manager assisted us, there were certain things that were over budget but were counteracted by other areas on the budget. So one might have been an overspend, but it was actually covered by an underspend. I think it was the electrical might have been the area. So again, those are things that need to be clarified and better communicated. So my commitment would be to come up with that information that is there, but in a format that hopefully will explain to all of us what's been spent, how it's been spent, and how it ties in to the construction contracts that we're going through. So that's sort of where I'm coming from. Okay.
Elena Blumstein, 609. When the board is ready to start planning cosmetic changes in the building,
we going to have maybe a committee of people, owners, who could make suggestions, or are you going to hire professional designer, or how is it going to be done? Because that's really important. And when you mentioned our lobby, which I personally think is beautiful, it's sort of retro, but it's very charming. Anyhow, so that was my question.
Again, we want to have questions to the candidates, directly to them. It's not a board meeting where we're discussing projects and that nature. So if we have any other questions for the candidates. Good. Thank you, Zoe.
Zoya, 819, apartment 1019. I have a question about those exhaust fans on the roof. Are they have they been changed or something? Because in our apartment it doesn't work.
Okay, we'll check.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, to be a blockage, yeah, but they're changed. They're on you, Mr. President.
Hello. This is candidates night. It's important to ask your one question to one candidate about what they're ready, willing, and able to do and answer your question as far as being a board member. Any other question you've got on the state of the building, design, et cetera, should wait. Go see the office or ask a board member when you see them outside. If we can answer it, we'll answer it gladly. But please, let's keep this as a candidates night instead of going all the way to the other end, okay? Thank you very much.
The question, Marla, the question that was asked about, are we getting an interior designer, or is the board going to choose the decorations or the design? Are we, as a board member, would you be interested in hiring an interior designer?
It's not up to me.
Well, if you were a board member, would you vote to hire an interior?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're asking, yes, I
Yeah.
would.
Good evening. This question for any of the candidates. First of all, happy holidays to all the neighbors.
Your name and unit number, please.
904, 902, Juan Carlos and Steven. I think this issue have come before in the past, but I'm not sure where we stand right now. And I have a question to all the new candidates, not to the previous board. Where are you guys standing with regards of the sprinklers? Sprinklers, yes. I know it's a big issue. There's a due date. And I would like to know, where are you standing?
Which member are you asking?
Any of the new members? Yes.
Fire sprinklers he's talking, right?
Yes.
He's talking to the fire sprinklers, and he's asking any particular candidate? Daniel can.
That is out of our hands. I just heard that Florida passed a state law saying that in 2024, we are mandated to have them. Every state is doing that just for the safety of the residents. So that's an expense we have to eat, for a better term. There's not a whole lot we can do about it.
Absolutely.
The reason why I asked, because I have a contact, and we have friends in Fort Lauderdale, and there's a group in the American Mile Association on the beach, and there's a lot of board members in their buildings that they're fighting against. And I would like to share that information with you guys.
We also have a new association on the beach that Clyde Zucker is spearheading along with Kenny. That's precisely for that. So.
I have a specific question for Daniel. Do you live here full-time or it's full-time? And for Philip, how long you spend here? Is it full-time or? Yeah.
Seasonal residents. So our period of time is increasing as the years go on. We'll probably be here between 5 to 6 months overall for the year. And if elected, my intention will be, if the meetings are here, to be down even more frequently, no matter what the season, because we enjoy it even in the heat of the summer, I think other than August. but don't mind coming down, and it's fairly easy for us to get here. And with technology, as you see, one can attend whatever meeting from anywhere in the world.
Okay, thank you.
Good questions. Anyone else? Well, we thank you all for being here, and happy holidays to all of you and your families. Thank you so much.